Welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. Tonight, we will be covering the continued impact of COVID-19 locally and nationally with an update on COVID cases at Auburn University and with a story on the potential recommendation for a COVID booster shot. In addition to that, we take a look at Auburn campus news and ways that students can get more involved. Then we have our weekly sports update, National Day, and Pet of the Week. All of that and more coming up on Eagle Eye News at 6. Stay tuned. Good evening. Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Sydney Babb.
And I'm Jakai Spikes. Auburn University's COVID Resource Center reported 188 confirmed cases of COVID-19 for the week of August 30th. This is a striking decrease from the week's previous total at 360. The Auburn University Medical Clinic recorded a total number of 717 tests with 80 positive results, marking a rate of 11% of checks testing positive. This week does not yet account for cases stemming from this weekend's packed crowd at Jordan-Hare Stadium for the return of Auburn football. If you would like to follow these numbers as they come out, check the AU COVID Resource Center's website for updates.
In response to the still large quantity of COVID-19 cases on campus, Auburn University announced an increase in coronavirus testing capabilities on the school's campus. Currently, drive-through testing is only available by appointment through the AAU Medical Clinic. This changed Tuesday, September 7th, as the testing was expanded into the Auburn Pharmaceutical Care Center, available Monday through Wednesday from 1 to 4 p.m. by appointment. Appointment slot numbers will continue to increase as necessary. Additional testing locations at the Auburn area can be found online at the AU COVID Resource Center's website. Keep in mind that regardless of where a COVID test is conducted, an individual must self-report through the Auburn's positive submission form.
The U.S. Department of Education recently awarded Auburn University $20.5 million in additional federal emergency student funding in an effort to address specifically COVID-19 related expenses. This marks the third time aid from the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund has come to Auburn in the past year and a half to help students during the ongoing pandemic. Aid will be prioritized to students based on exceptional needs as determined by the 2021 to 2022 FAFSA. Applications for this limited fund will stay open until all funds are spent. Emergency grants to eligible undergraduate, graduate, professional, and international students may be used towards emergency costs involving housing, healthcare, childcare, food, and tuition expenses. Auburn has said it anticipates a large volume of applications and will work through them as quickly as possible.
In honor of the 20th anniversary of September 11th, 2001's terrorist attacks, the Auburn ROTC and Athletics Department continue to hold special events to commemorate the lives lost that day. The first event of the commemoration was a stair run in Jordan-Hare Stadium from 6 to 7 a.m. Wednesday, September 8th. This was a joint event with Auburn's Army, Navy/Marine, and Air Force ROTC departments, as well as the Auburn Fire Department. This morning, Auburn's Army ROTC program conducted a physical competition around the campus that incorporated a theme of remembrance. The week's activities culminate in several activities before the pregame before Auburn's home football game this Saturday, including the swearing in of 35 new officer cadets, a Hometown Heroes honoring of Auburn's first responders, the recognition of first responders during the first and second quarter break, and a patriotic halftime show. When we come back, student organizations can win a free tailgate at a home football game of choice, and Auburn University has signed an agreement with National Cheng University. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. A new addition to the Auburn University COVID vaccine incentive program, the university announced that the student organization with the most members vaccinated and entered into the COVID-19 vaccine incentive program will win a VIP Tailgate Guys package. The winning organization will be provided with a tent, TV, food, chairs, and more for any Auburn home game of their choice. The deadline to ensure your org has the most members entered in the program is Tuesday, September 14th. And be sure to note, members entered into the program must be fully vaccinated. Fully vaccinated is classified as having received 2 doses of either the Moderna or Pfizer vaccine, or 1 dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
While your organization may not win the complimentary tailgate by having the most members fully vaccinated, individuals are still eligible to win prizes. Week 2's winners in Auburn's COVID-19 incentive program were announced last week. Winning prizes included the restaurant gift cards to Acre, Bow and Arrow, and Chick-fil-A, away football tickets, a $1,000 scholarship, campus rec group fitness passes, and 25 meal swipes. 6,000 students have signed up to participate in the program, and more can continue to do so online. Winners of prizes are announced each Thursday on the Student Affairs Instagram account.
Last week, Auburn President Jakai and representatives from National Cheng University in Taiwan and the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Atlanta signed an agreement to create close academic ties between Auburn and NCKU. One of the main goals in this agreement is to foster the learning of Mandarin and English by students of the respective institutions through faculty and student change. The agreement describes that the NCKU will send a Mandarin lecturer to teach credit and non-credit Chinese language and culture courses at Auburn, recruit Auburn students for NCKU scholarships, and establish an arrangement for Auburn faculty travel to NCKU and Taiwan. The goal of both universities with this agreement is to establish a long-lasting relationship and partnership that enhances the educational experience at both institutions.
If you're looking for more ways to get involved at Auburn, look no further. Travis Harrison, the Involvement Ambassador President, has this week's update on what you can do to get more involved.
Hi everyone, I'm Travis Harrison with the Office of Student Involvement, and I'm here to talk about all of the exciting upcoming events. The Best Buddy member interviews are going to be Monday at 11 in room 2218 of the Student Center. The Vietnamese Association General Body Meeting is going to be Monday at 4 p.m. in the Student Center room 2310. A social event for Human Development and Family Science majors is going to be Monday at 5 p.m. in Spital 220. The Theme Park Engineering Group General Meeting is going to be 6 p.m. on Monday in Brown Copel. SGA Student Senate is every Monday at 7:30 p.m. in Student Center 2222. The IDEA Workshop from the Office of Student Involvement is going to be Tuesday at 6 p.m., also in Student Center 2222. The Mariners Auxiliary is showing grown-ups for their movie night Tuesday at 8 p.m. in Louder. And the Clay Shooting Team is hosting a fundraiser for their next season Thursday at 8 a.m. at the Selwood Farms. The Harbor College of Business is hosting a business bash Thursday from 12 to 3. The Red Cross Blood Drive is Tuesday in the Student Center Ballroom. The Tiger Excellence Scholars Program and the Office of Inclusion and Diversity is hosting a success seminar with keynote speakers Thursday at 4:45 p.m. in Mel 2510. That's all for this busy week from Involvement. We hope to see you at some of our events. Thank you.
When we come back, we talk about the potential for a COVID booster shot recommendation, and a controversial election integrity bill has been signed into law in Texas. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. COVID-19 cases continue to climb across the U.S. and have reached a point significantly higher than after
In the war
Labor
against
Day last
COVID-19,
year.
it's
This surge comes as many students are returning to the classroom. As a response to this current surge, the FDA is set to meet in 10 days to discuss COVID-19 boosters.
In the war against COVID-19, it's another grim milestone. More than 40 million cases in the U.S. since the pandemic began. over 4 million of those in the last month.
We got here in part because we have the Delta variant.
COVID-19 cases are more than 300 times higher than Labor Day of last year, according to data from Johns Hopkins University, leading to overcrowded hospitals and a rise in infections in children, especially concerning as many students are returning to their classrooms.
We've got to get the school system masked, in addition to surrounding the children with vaccinated people.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says getting more shots in arms is key to slowing the spread of COVID-19, and booster shots for those who received either the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines will offer further protection.
I believe strongly that ultimately we are going to see that as the proper regimen, 3 doses of an mRNA.
For those who got 2 doses of Pfizer, the target start date for boosters is September 20th, pending FDA and CDC recommendations. Fauci says Moderna boosters may be a little later. It's still unclear whether different types of vaccines can be mixed. Researchers are studying that now.
If you are a vaccinated person, you're generally healthy, then it's okay at this point to wait to see what the FDA and CDC are saying.
Top health experts agree the most important thing now, getting those who are unvaccinated to roll up their sleeves. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
In addition to the potential for a COVID-19 booster, Pfizer's CEO, Albert Bourla, says that researchers are working on a vaccine that focuses on the Delta variant of COVID-19. However, Bourla says that this will mostly be a learning experience.
We are developing a specific version, but it is tailored to Delta. But my prediction is that we will not need it. I think that the data will demonstrate that the current one will be highly efficacious against Delta as well. The reason why we are doing also in parallel Delta is because we don't want to take any chances. You can't play with a human life.
This past Tuesday, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed Texas' controversial voting restriction bill into law. The Republican-backed bill seeks to combat voter fraud, while Democratic opponents view the bills as too restrictive towards Democrat-leaning minorities. The bill's main barriers to voting include prohibiting drive-through and 24-hour voting locations, as well as adding ID requirements for mail-in voting. It also restricts the assistant voters with language barrier issues or disabilities can receive and disallow unsolicited mail-in ballots applications from being sent out. Texas Republicans have claimed that the measure balances election integrity with ease of voting, the former issue at the heart of this bill. Election officials have said, however, that voting fraud in the United States is not really common.
The United States Internal Revenue Service has issued a warning about COVID stimulus scams currently circulating. Scammers try to fool potential recipients into giving away personal information by mirroring legitimate messages from the IRS. These messages may come by email or text. The IRS states that the levels at which scams are being discovered are higher than they have been in more than a decade. A recent report published by IBM found that spam emails related to the COVID pandemic have increased by 6,000%. The IRS also reminds people to never give out personal information and that the IRS would never send out unsolicited text messages or emails. Suspected phishing attempts should be reported to phishing@irs.gov. When we return, Eagle Eye's Thomas Lynn Murphy has an Auburn sports update you won't want to miss. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Thomas Lynn, here with your update on everything Auburn sports. Tonight, the unbeaten Tiger volleyball team will put their record to the test when they host North Alabama as part of their current homestead. Auburn is currently one of the only 2 remaining unbeaten teams in the conference, standing at the top of the SEC alongside Ole Miss. Offensively, the Tigers have been on a roll, with junior outside hitter Rebecca Rath leading the charge. Rath was named SEC Offensive Player of the Week after her 32-kill performance last week. Defensively, Auburn leads the SEC and ranks 8th nationally with their blocks per set average, while ranking 2nd in the SEC in digs per set average. Tonight's match will be streamed on the SEC Network Plus, with first serve coming at 6 p.m. Also tonight, the Auburn soccer team will continue their homestead tonight against Alabama A&M at the Auburn Soccer Complex. Last week, the Tigers kept their winning streak alive with victories over UAB and Chattanooga. The Tigers are currently on a 10-game straight run, setting a new program record, as well as holding the current longest active streak in the country. Kylie Bouchard, Sydney Richards, and Olivia Candelo each recorded a brace last week, the most multi-goal efforts in a season since 2016. The Tigers will look to continue their offensive heat against the Bulldogs tonight. Match start time is at 6:30 p.m. and will be streamed on the SEC Network Plus. Auburn football began its 2021 campaign under new head coach Brian Harsin last Saturday with a 60-10 win over the Akron Zips. Bo Nix was named the Tigers' Offensive Player of the Game as he passed his father, Patrick, in career passing yards, moving up to 7th in program history. On the defense, Zacoby McClain was named Player of the Week for the Tigers after recording 7 tackles. This weekend, the now ranked number 25 Tigers remain home in Jordan-Hare when they host the Alabama State Hornets. Kickoff is set for 11 a.m. on the SEC Network. That is all we have for you in Auburn Sports tonight. But for more sports updates, check out our Twitter at EETV_sports and our website at eagleeyeauburn.com.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. Get ready to challenge your brain with a puzzle. That's because September 9th is International Sudoku Day, and enthusiasts will no doubt notice the date symbolism. Sudoku puzzles combine numbers, math, and logic. The goal is to fill in a 9x9 grid so each row, column, and 3x3 subgrid has all the digits from 1 to 9. So you can see why September 9th, or 9/9, was chosen for International Sudoku Day. You could post to the social media hashtag International Sudoku Day.
In a bizarre story out of Colorado, a man that had stolen a 5-month-old pit bull out of a family's backyard attempted to return the dog for the open reward money. However, he did not receive the cash, as a neighbor of the pit bull's family caught the thief in the act. Less than 24 hours after the theft, a man that stated his name as being Ronnie came up to the house owners of the pit bull, the Wilsons, with Kano, the missing pit bull, in his trunk. The Wilsons were going to give Ronnie $360, but because Ronnie did not have any money transfer apps, Samari Wilson went to get the reward money from an ATM. While she was away, however, the Wilsons' neighbor came over with the footage from their Ring doorbell of Ronnie taking the dog. When confronted, Ronnie claimed that he was sold the dog by a mystery man named Mark, who claims that the pit bull was his. When asked for Mark's information, Ronnie said he did not know who the man was. The Wilsons, however, did not believe Ronnie's story and plan on pressing charges. At the very least, their dog is home safe and sound.
May the force be with you, especially when you get to meet this cute pet of the week. Jedi is a happy girl who loves to run around outside and is always ready to show off her big personality. She would love nothing more than to curl up with you after a long day of running her doggy errands and binge watch the Star Wars movie, of course. Jedi is 3 years old, unaltered, vaccinated, and microchipped. She's heartwarm, positive, but don't fret. The Lee County Humane Society can help cover a portion of her treatment costs. Apply online for her today at the Lee County Humane Society's website. Now, we are out of time, but for more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm Jakai Spikes.
And I'm Sydney Babb. Be sure to check out our first Monday news show this coming Monday at 6. Thank you for watching Eagle Eye News at 6, and War Eagle!